Let's have a look at this question. The question gives us 2 points a line passes through and is asking us to find the slope. Point 1, 0, 3. Those are x1 and y1 values. Point 2, 2, 0. Those are x2 and y2 values. We will be using the slope formula. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Let's swap the letters for our numbers. M equals 0 minus 3 over 2 minus 0. So, M equals negative 3 over 2. Since the question is asking for the answer to be in decimal form, let's divide 3 by 2. So, M equals negative 1.5. Ready for the next question? Let's go! Let's take a look at this question together. We have a line named L that goes through 2 specific points, and we need to find its slope and a missing x-coordinate. Part A. The slope is simply how much the line goes up or down for every step it takes. We often call this rise, which is the y-axis, over run, which is the x-axis. Let's identify our points. We have point P is at 0, 10, and point Q is at 4, 6. The easiest way to do this is to see how much the y values changed and divide that by how much the x values changed. We are going to use the slope formula. The rise, which is the change in y6 minus 10 equals negative 4. The run, which is the change in x4 minus 0 is equal to 4. Now divide the change in y by the change in x. Negative 4 divided by 4 equals negative 1. Therefore, the slope of line L is negative 1. This means for every step we go right, the line goes 1 step down. Part B. Now we are told there's another point, A, C0, on this same line. We need to find C. We are going to use the slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, to find C. We already found the slope, m, in part A, which was negative 1. Now let's find B. B is the y-intercept, and this is the point where the line crosses the y-axis. This happens when x equals 0. Looking back at our given points, point P is 0, 10. Since the x value is 0, the y value 10 is our B. Let's plug our m and b values into the formula. Y equals negative 1x plus 10. We can simplify this to y equals negative x plus 10. Point A tells us that when y is 0, the value of x is C. Let's substitute those into our equation to solve for C. 0 equals negative 1 times C plus 10. Add 1C, which is just C, to both sides. 0 plus C equals 10. Therefore, C equals 10. Let's have a look at this question and figure out how to find points and the slope. The equation, y equals 6x minus 8, is in slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. The number in front of the x, which is 6, is our slope. The number at the end, negative 8, is our y-intercept. Part A. To find the missing y value for any point, you just take the x value and substitute it into the equation. For point I, substitute 0 for x. Y equals 6 times 0 minus 8. So, y equals negative 8. Point I is 0, negative 8. For point J, substitute 2 for x. Y equals 6 times 2 minus 8. So y equals 4. Point J is 2, 4. For point K, substitute 1 for x. Y equals 6 times 1 minus 8. Y equals negative 2. Point K is 1, negative 2. Part B and C. Now the question asks us to use these points to find the slope. While we could use the slope formula and substitute the points mentioned, here is a faster method to use. Look at the equation again. Y equals 6x minus 8. In this format, the number multiplied by x is the slope. It doesn't matter which points you use on the line, the slope will always be the same. So whether you use I and j, or j and k, the answer for the slope will always be 6. Let's look at this algebra question that tells us to consider the line with the equation y equals 15. The rule for this line is, no matter what x is, y must be 15. Keep in mind that any equation that looks like y equals number is a horizontal line. Every point on that line will have that exact same y value. Therefore, for point A, -8, since this point is on the line y equals 15, its y value must be 15. So A equals 15. Point B, 13b, same rule. Since it's on the line, the y value has to be 15. So B equals 15. Moving to part B, let's talk about the slope. Slope is just another word for how steep the graph is. Look at the line y equals 15. It's perfectly flat. Therefore, the slope is 0. However, there is a way to calculate it by dividing the rise, which is the change in y value, over the run, which is the change in the x value. We are going to use our 2 points from part A. Point A, -8, 15, and point B, 13, 15. The slope formula is slope, or m, equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. 15 minus 15 over 13 minus -8 equals 0 over 21. Anytime you have 0 divided by a number, the answer is 0. Always remember that horizontal lines never change their y values, and they never have any steepness, or what is known as slope. Ready for the next question? Let's go. Let's have a look at this question together. The goal is to find the slope of the line 7, y equals 49. To see what's really going on, we want to get y all by itself. Since y is being multiplied by 7, we do the opposite and divide both sides by 7. 7y equals 49 becomes y equals 7. Now look at that result. Notice anything missing? There is no x in the equation. When an equation is just y equals a number, it tells us that no matter what x is, y is always 7. On a graph, this creates a horizontal line that goes straight across. Remember our definition of slope, rise over run. Rise is how much does the line go up or down. Since it's flat, it doesn't go up or down at all. The rise is 0. Run, the line goes left and right forever. Because there is 0 rise, the slope is 0. Therefore, the slope of the line 7y equals 49 is 0. Let's take a look at this question. We are asked to find the slope of the given line. The easiest way to find the slope is to look at the equation and see if it's written in slope-intercept form. The slope-intercept form looks like y equals mx+b. In this formula, each letter has a specific function. The y and x represent any point on the line. M, this is the slope or how steep the line is. B, this is the y-intercept, where the line crosses the vertical y-axis. To solve this question, we just need to match the given equation to the formula. The given equation is y equals 7x plus 5. Look at which number is sitting in the m spot, which is right next to the x. Since 7 is the number multiplied by x, that is our slope. Remember, the slope is always the coefficient or the number attached to x, as long as the equation starts with y equals. Ready for the next question? Let's go. Let's have a look at this question. It shows the relationship between the original price of an item and its sale price. First, let's look at the axes. Horizontal axis is the original price. Vertical axis is the sale price. To find a price, you just need to follow the grid. You start at one number, move your finger to the blue line, and then slide over to see the corresponding number on the other side. Before we solve the items, let's find a clear point where the blue line crosses a corner of the grid. Look at the original price of £40. If you move up to the blue line and then look left, it hits the sale price of £20. This tells us the rule. The sale price is exactly half of the original price. Item 1. Original price is £20. Find 20 on the x-axis, or original price. Go straight up to the blue line. Move your finger to the left. It lands on 10, so the sale price is £10. Item 2, sale price is £20. This time, find 20 on the vertical axis, or sale price. Move your finger right until you hit the blue line. Go straight down to the bottom. It lands on 40. So the original price is £40. Item 3. Original price is £100. Wait, our graph only goes up to £50. What do? We use that half-off rule we found earlier. Since we know the sale price is half of the original price, take £100 and divide it by 2. So the sale price is £50. Let's look at this algebra question. Finding horizontal lines is easy once you know how to read coordinates. A horizontal line goes straight across from left to right. In math terms, coordinates are written as x, y. X tells us how far to move left or right. Y tells us how far to move up or down. If a line is perfectly horizontal, its height y never changes. So, the easiest and fastest way to solve this is to look for the pairs where the second number, y, is exactly the same. Let's check our pairs. f5, -6. And m, -5, -6. Looking at that, both y values are -6. The height didn't change. So this is a horizontal line. J, -4, -9. And W, 4, -9. Both y values are -9. This is another horizontal line. U, 1, 3, and V, 1, -3. The y values are 3 and -3. Since they are not the same, this is not a horizontal line. A, 6, -1. And B, 6, 1. The y values are -1 and 1. Since they are not the same, this is not a horizontal line. Q, 2, 6, and R, 7, -6. The y values are 6 and -6. Since they are not the same, this is not a horizontal line. C, -18, 3, and D, 18, 3. Both y values are 3. This is a horizontal line. So the three pairs that lie on a horizontal line are F and M, C and D, J and W. Ready for the next question? Let's go. Let's have a look at this question. We have 2 points. Point 1, 4, -10. Point 2, 2, 10. We are asked to find the slope of the line. In every point x, y, the first number is x, which moves left or right, and the second is y, which moves up or down. The easiest way to find the slope is to use the formula for slope. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Let's subtract the y values on top and the x values on the bottom. Remember to keep the points in the same order. Change in y, 10 minus -10. Remember, when subtracting a negative is the same as adding. So this becomes 10 plus 10 is equal to 20. Change in x, 2 minus 4 equals -2. Now divide the change in y by the change in x. M equals 20 over -2. Our slope is -10. Since the slope is negative, this line would be sliding down from left to right. Ready for the next question? Let's go.